everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk, and thank you very much for joining me today. Today I have been making this Christmas card, and if you stay with me I will show you how I went about it. I'm using this embossing folder, which is the Cable Knit Dynamic Textured Impressions embossing folder, and I do want to say a few things about it before I go ahead and actually run it through my big shot with my Soft Sky card. This folder is considerably thicker and heavier than the normal textured impressions folders. Alright, it's that thick, can you see? And they tell you in the instructions to only use one plate when you are running it through your big shot. Now if you're using something other than a big shot, you would have to adjust accordingly. It is going to need to be a wider platform, so Cuttlebug would probably take it. Grand Caliber, any of the larger format machines should take it, but you need to be careful about your sandwich. So for this I have a 5.5 inch square piece of Soft Sky card, and I have my multi-purpose platform, and I'm going to be using it with no tabs, so I'm just going to be putting it straight on the bottom to begin with, and I'm going to put my cutting pad over the top, and I'm going to go and give that a try. Back in a second. And I'm back, and here is my piece of card, and that is embossed really deeply. That is impressive. Look at that. I'm using some stamps from the Holly Jolly Greetings set, which is in the annual catalogue, and I'm using the big snowflake, and I'm using the word moments, and I'm also using this die cut Merry, which I've cut using the Christmas Greetings thinglets, and this is in real red, so my message is going to say Merry Moments. Now to begin with, I'm going to stamp my snowflake, and this is a circle of Very Vanilla, which I've cut using the layering circles framelets, and it's not the largest of the smooth edged circles, it's the next size down. So I'm just going to stamp off onto my grid paper, and I'm going to stamp my snowflake in the corner there, and I'm going to do this one more time. Stamp off and stamp down. Okay, and now I'm going to stamp the word moments, and for this I think I'm going to use real red. So this is quite a juicy ink pad, so I'm tapping lightly, and I'm going to just check it off on my grid paper to make sure that it's stamping well, and it is. So I'm just going to stamp the word moments towards the lower right part of my circle, and I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So last of all I have crumb cake and my sponge, and I'm just going to very lightly, just very lightly, just sponge up, ink up the edges of the circle. I've got a scalloped circle cut with the same die set, the layering circles. This is the largest of the scalloped circles, and this is in crumb cake, and I'm just going to do the same thing here, but I'm going to be a little bit more generous with my sponging because I want this nice and grungy. Okay. So now I'm going to layer it together. So I'm going to make this quite flat. And I'm using Tombow because I have that handy. and because it does give me that little wiggle ability so that I can get the edges of my card quite nice and neat. And that is looking pretty good. Okay, so I don't know if you can hear the noises off, but Misty is sitting next to me on nearby, and she is having a jolly good scratch, and now she's washing her feet. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put the top back on here, and I'm just going to apply a bit of Tombow to the back of my hand and spread it out. Now, if you have sensitive skin, you might want to apply your Tombow to, I don't know, plastic sheet, or you could wear gloves, or I don't know, get somebody else to do it for you. But I do find this a very useful way of applying adhesive to fine die cuts, and I'm trying to get this so that the Merry and the Moments are parallel. Okay, and that's my sentiment. In the same stamp set there are two little star stamps suspended on strings, and I think I'm going to make use of those. So move that one out of the way so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to try and get this so that it looks like it's hanging off the letter R there. And again, it's the pool party ink. It's a little bit low, but do you know what? It looks like it's hanging off the snowflake, so I'm not going to worry unduly about that one. And perhaps we'll have it here as well. Yep. And let's change over for the longer one. On this one we will suspend from the letter M in Merry, and there we are. All I have to do now is to put my card together, and ahead of time I've mounted up my cable knit embossed piece onto a piece of real red. Now I did cut this down to 5 1/4 square, so I cut my real red to 5 1/2 inches square, and I actually used the middle part of my real red card to do some die cutting out of. You can see that's where the word Merry came from the front of the card, and I've cut up some other bits and pieces here because once that is mounted onto a card base, nobody will ever see it, and it's a shame not to make use of it. So I have Stampin' Dimensionals, lots of them. So let me just bring in my piercing tool here to just flick the backs off. 3. So just go in at a shallow angle and flick, and they all come away. And I'm just mounting this up. Whoops! Don't drop it. Now I stuck the textured card onto the real red with. I used wet glue. I used Tombow because it is so textured that you're either going to have to squash it for the tape to adhere, or it won't adhere terribly well. So there is my Merry Moments. And one last finishing touch. I have my clear Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to go over my die cut sentiment here, just to give it some sparkle, because you know what, after all it's Christmas, and if you can't have a bit of glitter at Christmas, when can you? And I'm just going to put some on those little stars as well, just to make them bling up a bit, and a little bit on here and there on the snowflakes, not all of it, but just here and there. And don't know how well that's going to show, but I can see that there is a definitely glittery look to through that card. So here is the finished article, and it was quite quick and easy to make, and I think it's very effective, and I hope you agree with me. So that's it for today, but please do give me a comment, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, share, all of that good stuff. Visit my blog and my Facebook page, details are underneath this video, and come back again soon because I will be posting more videos very, very soon. But for now, thank you once again for joining me, and I hope that I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.